I mean, really, guys, what was the point of that brawl last week?
You did it.
I did it. We both did it. What are you talking about,
I was
dude?
following your lead.
Okay, well,
Whatever.
regardless, the reason why I wanted to talk to you guys today is because tonight you have a matchup against the baddest man alive, Leeroy, Shogun, and IKKI. It's a team that's really newly formed with, you know, IKKI and Leeroy. It's
Okay.
kind of an odd
Okay.
pairing.
You want to hear my opinion on that? IKKI, I'm not worried about IKKI whatsoever. Why? Because I've already beaten IKKI. The one person that I'm worried about, that I'm more concerned about, is the #1 professional wrestler in the state of Florida, and that is the baddest man alive, Leeroy Shogun. Now, I don't know about you, TJ, but tonight, if we beat IKKI and the baddest man alive, we could have a possible chance at the WWN Proving Ground Tag Team Championships.
Listen,
And I don't know about
I was the #4 ranked wrestler in Florida. I'm not far behind Mr. Shogun.
That's not where I'm getting at here. That doesn't matter. What matters is that I'm sick and tired of losing over and over and over. Every single week we get screwed over or we just do something stupid. And I'm sick of it. Because last week we lost. Again. Because we used the brass knucks.
That was a silent call.
There we go
Worked
again
the
with the
week
sun.
before.
You know what? You know what? It worked the week before.
Ask
You know
Marshall
what?
Moore how he's feeling.
You know what? That's not what I'm trying to get at here. What I'm trying to say is tonight, if we beat the baddest man alive in IKKI, we have a chance at becoming champions. We have a chance at claiming something, no, not claiming, taking back what is rightfully ours, and that is the WWN Proving Ground Tag Team Championships. Are we done here?
Unless, TJ, you have anything you want to...
Okay, thank you. Goodbye. Get out.
Leeroy, Shogun, and IKKI, two very polar opposite competitors facing Loud Media tonight. Who will come out on top? We'll find out very soon.
Including the main event for the WWN Proving Ground Championship, as Papi D will be going for the gold against your reigning WWN Proving Ground Champion, the walking nuke, Ryann Atomic. Stacked card tonight, so without further ado, let's get underway. Our opening contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first. Ennis. In his opponent.
Don't suck, you suck, this whole place sucks.
Representing the Dojo Hunters, Tampa, Florida, weighing in at 181 pounds.
gentlemen, it's Monday night, and you know what that means. It's time for WWN Proving Ground Monday Night Mayhem. In the commentation station, returning after a hiatus, I've been on assignment, Alex Green.
And of course, TJ Lopes, I am here with you as I have been for a little while now, and I'm so glad, Alex, to have you back in the commentation station with me. What a better way to kick off Proving Ground than what's going to be a barn burner of a match. Matthew Ennis and Ryann the Sensei.
I don't know if you were on social media today, but Ryann the Sensei cut one interesting vignette, you'll say, on Matthew Ennis, and I'm sure Matthew Ennis is not happy about it.
Well, Matthew Ennis doesn't seem to be very happy about a lot of things. This is somebody that is absolutely obsessed with people respecting him, and unfortunately, at least in his mind, he doesn't feel like very many people do, at least not yet.
And we saw that on the back of the jacket. Respect me, Matthew Ennis. He's gonna have to earn that from Ryann Sensei. We are underway, opening contest, Monday Night Mayhem Season 2, and it has been as chaotic as ever here in the world-famous OCC Road House.
The last few weeks have been total, absolute anarchy. I mean, if you guys saw the end of the show last week, it felt like the entire tag team division was out here just beating the heck out of each other. It was absolutely incredible, and we'll see the fallout of all of that, or a lot of it anyway, tonight. But right now, Ryann the Sensei starting out hot.
Like you said, 3 tag team matches tonight, including tag team championships. 4 titles on the line tonight. And a huge hip toss from Ryann the Sensei, Matthew Ennis, followed by an arm drag.
And I know I said Ennis is obsessed with getting people to respect him. You'd think somebody like Ryann the Sensei would respect until proven otherwise.
Big cross body for Ryann the Sensei of the Dojo Hunters, looking to pick up a big win. But Matthew Ennis, since his return here, 2-0.
Ennis, there's no doubt the talent of Matthew Ennis, former HOC heavyweight champion. This is a guy who has a lot of great tools here and is looking to really elevate his game and prove himself at Proving Ground, but now he's in trouble.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen that from Ryann the Sensei, right into the crossface on Matthew Ennis.
Well, with him being by himself, he's probably had a lot of time to train in the dojo without Coban Castillo, as Ennis, you see, get to the ropes there.
And Coban apparently abducted by aliens, and that is how he lost his hair and broke his ankle.
Well, you know, that's at least what he claims. Certainly, these seem to be mildly unfounded claims, but I suppose innocent until proven guilty.
And Matthew Ennis charges in head full of steam, but no. Shoulder to the midsection, but the veteran Matthew Ennis turns it around on the youngster.
Oh man, and Sensei just took a hard spill right on top of that barricade.
That is one way to turn things around.
Sensei, you see, grabbing that shin, never a good thing when you're in there against somebody as cold, as calculated, and as vicious as Ennis. If you start showing any kind of weakness, he's going to attack that like a shark in bloody waters.
And the Sensei struggling to get to his feet after the nasty fall to the outside. Referee Chris Wells with the count. And now Matthew Ennis stopping him as soon as he gets in the ring. No time to recover.
And it's very smart. You might not like it, but Matthew Ennis knew exactly what he was doing there. Like you said, waited for Ryann the Sensei to get himself back up and attacked him right when he got into the ring and then fired him into the corner.
And it is a cold night here in Clearwater, Florida. Not as cold as the rest of the nation right now, but it is chilly. I don't know how these guys are out there with no shirt on.
I don't know either, and I don't know. I would still consider ourselves quite lucky. It is cold, but a lot of places it is so cold, so snowy, blizzards, that they would never be able to have a show like this tonight. So we're still very lucky to be here at Proving Ground Monday Night Mayhem.
And Ryann Sensei struggling to get to his feet, fighting for oxygen. And you know both these men will have their eyes on championship here in the World Wrestling Network. They have to have their eyes on the Brian Atomics, the Jay Skies, the Sage Scotts, and the August Stark Claws of the World Wrestling Network.
No, Matthew
Matthew Ennis, certainly no stranger to gold. And of course, he's going to want to be coming after a championship soon, especially if he's able to pick up a win here. That would be his third straight victory if he's able to beat Ryan the Sensei. And right now, he may not have beaten him yet, but he's beaten, if you know what I mean.
And Ennis once again having words with the crowd, the WWN Live faithful in the good seats. TJ, those seats are only $10, and they come with a free throwback WWN DVD. The most affordable night in Florida.
I mean, it's a bargain, and I don't know if it's every Monday, but a lot of Mondays you can also get all-you-can-eat pasta here at the Road House. You can't get a better deal than that.
$7. My girlfriend loves it. And now Matthew Ennis turns it around. Eats a boot for his troubles. Ryan the Sensei showing you that dojo hunter skills with series of strikes.
Technical ability, the striking ability of Ryan the Sensei, never to be counted out, and now here he comes.
And Ryan the Sensei, he tried to have a stipulation added to this match we saw on social media. I will say WWN management did not have any of that.
I certainly don't blame management on that one, but right now, Matthew Ennis is regretting not putting Ryan the Sensei away early when he had the chance, because now the Sensei is on the loose, and oh, a poke to the eye!
He was going for signature dojo hunter. And that's got to be it. Stick a fork in him. He's done, TJ.
Here is your winner, Matthew Ennis.
And that is 3 straight victories in 2026 for Matthew Ennis.
I don't know what he calls that lariat. What I call that lariat is dangerous. He has hit so many men with that, and so few have survived it. Certainly here on Proving Ground, Ryan the Sensei, his latest victim here tonight.
One step up the ladder for Matthew Ennis. Impressive once again. The impact of that lariat like a car crash. And still, even after winning the match, losing it with the fans.
Again, the only thing that Ennis cares about is hurting people and people respecting him, and he just does not feel like anybody around here respects him. But if he keeps putting together victories like that, we're soon going to have no choice. And for Ryan the Sensei, he's going to have to regroup again. He came out here once again by himself. No Coban Castillo. Where does the Sensei go from here?
Ennis 3-0. And that's only an opening contest. We still have 4 championship matches to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first.
this is the first of 3 tag team matches tonight, and this one I am excited for.
As am I. This is a newly formed alliance we've seen blossom over the last couple of weeks. The baddest man alive, Leeroy Shogun, the reason Iki. I talked to them a little bit earlier tonight, and they told me that they have a name for their team, a Murder of Crows, AMC, Alex. I think it's a perfect name for the odd combination, but the lethal combination of 2 of the very best that Florida has to offer.
And it's funny you should say lethal combination because they are both trained by none other than Jay Lethal.
You know, I'll say that that was on purpose for the sake of my own sanity there.
Lamaria, former WWN Proving Ground Tag Team Champions, and this is our first time seeing Icky and Leeroy Shogun as a team, and it started as what was an incredible contest that you can go back and check out on YouTube in a previous episode of WWN Monday Night Mayhem.
Give me that man right, yeah.
And as this match gets underway, I can't help but notice that little brief exchange between Shogun and Gemini, the 2 men who will now start this match, it appears. Shogun's coming into this match quite confident, it seems. And obviously, based on his comments earlier tonight, he's not really giving Gemini or Brady much of a thought. You could see it all over the body language there. The confidence of Leeroy Shogun going into this match is evident, Alex.
And both teams feeling each other out. Neither one wants to make a mistake. Leeroy Shogun, he has the size advantage over everyone in this match. He has the strength advantage over everyone in this match, and the experience advantage over everyone in this match.
It's certainly a trifecta of pain and a trifecta of fantastic things if you're Shogun and Icky. My God, surfboard submission, look at this!
Look at Danny and Gemini rolling through into a...
Whoa, 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 whoa!
And it could have been over just like that.
I mean, that could have been over before it started, and I said Shogun's confidence is through the roof. I mean, Alex, you've been in the ring before. I don't know if something like that's happened to you. Does that shake your confidence if you're Shogun?
It could make you second guess yourself going throughout the match, make you be a little more cautious in your offense.
I mean, look at Shogun now. I mean, he looks a little bit flustered. I mean, after that good start for him, it just seems like he was a little out of sorts there.
It's action like this that you can see each and every Monday right here on YouTube and Facebook, at WWN Promotions on Facebook, at WWNLive on YouTube. We are on a quest of 50,000 subscribers today.
Well, we certainly have to get there. I know myself, my family, my friends, they've done their part. Folks, I think it's time we all do our part to get us to 50,000 subscribers. And right now, Damien Gemini is going to have to do his part against Icky. He told me earlier tonight he's not worried about Icky. He's beaten Icky before, and that he was going to focus on Leeroy Shogun. And I'll tell you, the way this match started, it looks like Gemini, whatever game plan him and Brady had going in, it's working so far.
Both that back and forth, quick lucha arm drag.
It looked like Icky was maybe going for a springboard kick, lost his balance, and was able to adjust the move in midair.
Northern Light suplex with the bridge, with the arm hook, but only 2.
And Icky's so impressive. I've been able to see more and more of him as the weeks have gone on, and I am more and more impressed every single time he goes out there. This is a guy who I could see why so many, when I was coming in here to Proving Ground, said that he was going to be a future champion. I can see it written all over him. And right now, the former champions are taking it to Icky.
TJ Brady, Damien Gemini signature La Maria.
1, 2.
Beautiful leg drop senton combination there onto Icky, and we're going to have to see that toughness of Icky now as he's getting absolutely walloped by Brady, and a nice move to get out of the way of that one.
Icky perhaps the fastest man in this matchup, and his athleticism is off the charts.
And you saw that veteran move there. Brady oftentimes knows where he's at. They've obviously been teaming together for years. Shogun grabbing a hold of Brady, making sure he did not leave that corner so that the punishment can continue. And now, look at the rapid fire kicks. We might say stop in a mud hole in TJ Brady.
They don't call him the baddest man alive for nothing. He was stomping the mud hole, walking it dry. TJ Brady in trouble.
Now stuck.
Electric chair.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Alex. Nice job by TJ Brady to get out of that.
That was getting real dangerous.
A savvy move, went for a kick there, and instead changed to basically stepping on Shogun's foot.
Double super kicks. Lemeria is on fire here. Damian Gemini charges in huge forearm.
And these guys, Brady and Gemini, they have to get on the same page. The interview tonight felt a little uncomfortable. It felt like these guys just really are in heavy disagreement on how they should proceed in the future. And so, you know, I'm going to be interested to see how they go out there and how they combat this unique pairing of Shogun and Icky.
Lemaria's 2026 has been tumultuous, to say the least. How they ended 2025, started 2026, has been a roller coaster of emotions, ups and downs, and they're still trying to find their footing.
They had about as bad a 2025 as the New York Jets had, and it was really a rough go for them. And 2026, like you said, has not started off much better, but I know Shogun and Icky have a lot of respect for these guys, being former champions. They really wanted to harp on that when I spoke to them earlier tonight.
And in the ring right now, I don't know if you know this, but a friend of mine, Jordan Odens, he ranks Florida professional wrestlers, and Leeroy Shogun #1, TJ Brady #4.
I did see that. In fact, I do believe on my personal Facebook, I commented on that, obviously trying to congratulate both guys. Some were quite appreciative, some not so much, but it comes with the job, I suppose, Alex. But yes, I did see that. Obviously, so impressed by all of the WWN performers that were on that list. So impressed by La Media right now.
With ANC, a murder of crows, not appreciative of that double team suplex, and it almost lost in this matchup.
That's maybe the third or maybe even fourth time that Shogun has had to kick out at 2.99. He is really, really struggling to get out of the gates, and it is rare that you see the baddest man alive in this much trouble this frequently in a match.
Now Damian Gemini, that dog unleashing a combination, kicks, punches, and forearms. Leeroy Shogun battling out of the corner.
And not a whole lot behind those shots, but just enough to get those guys off of him and at least get him a little bit of breathing room. And now finally Shogun able to escape, and here comes Icky.
And here's a reason to get excited, because the reason off the top.
Corkscrew crossbody. What a move from Icky. Are you kidding me?
And double team tornado DDT.
I can see why Shogun and so many are so high on Icky. How in the world is he pulling this off so deep into this match? And there goes Shogun.
TJ Brady just got his block rocked twice.
Lethal injection. Got him.
And now Icky up to the second, up to the top. Corkscrew moonsault. What a double team.
1, 2, 3,
Here are your winners, the team of the baddest man alive, Leeroy Shogun, and the reason, Icky.
Incredible tag team contest. What a first-time teaming for Shogun and Icky.
I am so impressed, and I have been so impressed with these two as individuals for a long time, but putting them together could mean devastating consequences for the tag team division. And I'll tell you what, Alex, I know we're celebrating for Icky and Shogun, but I can't help but see the just pained, almost paralyzed look on the faces of La Media right now. I have no idea what you do at this point if you're La Media. You tried it one way, it didn't work. You tried it a different way tonight, it didn't work. I don't know what you do if you're them.
What is the next step for Lemeria? A murder of crows. What's the next step for them? And we got Miami Boyz and Better Together later tonight. And we got Exodus versus the Blazing Hearts for the WWN Proving Ground Tag Team Championship.
Our tag team division certainly showing out tonight. Congratulations to a murder of crows, and here's a lot of media now. Looks like TJ Brady's got something to say.
There we go. What are you doing?
What do you mean, bro?
Why are we not on the same page, Damien? Every time, it's every week. Now we're just losing. The Sensei isn't here, and now we just can't. Like IKKI and Shogun.
You think it's because of me?
Yeah. You want something? You want to say? Well, it's too weak.
No,
Why
it's
don't you
too
say?
weak. No, it's too weak.
And it's the definition of mayhem. What is going on with Lamaria?
Well, what's going on is TJ Brady very clearly thinks it is Damian Gemini's fault that they not only lost tonight, but because of their struggles, and I'm not sure I can agree. It's never 100% to 0% in a relationship like this. We'll have to see what happens to them in the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall with a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the FIP Florida Heritage Championship. Introducing first. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first the challenger. He hails from Memphis, Tennessee, weighing at 237 pounds. He is the grown-ass man, Daniel Lacey. And his opponent, he hails from Compton, California, by way of St. Peter.
tell you what, I didn't realize Sage Scott had picked up some new nicknames in his time as FIP Florida Heritage Champion. But folks, this is a story that has gone on for almost a year. Back in March, Sage Scott defended his Proving Ground Championship against Daniel Lacey successfully, and ever since then, Daniel Lacey has been a thorn in the side of the Trillmonger. He has cost him matches. He has interfered in many of Sage Scott's matches, including at FIP Fallout back in October. He cost him the championship that he now holds regardless. So this is a match that we have all waited for a very long time. Is tonight the night, Alex, that Daniel Lacey proves everyone right, or proves everyone wrong, depending on how you look at it, and beats Sage Scott tonight.
And Daniel Lacey has made no bones about it. He wants championship gold in FIP, and he can do that. He can check that off his list of goals right here, right now.
And I'm sure he would, again, love nothing more than to beat Sage Scott in order to do it. For whatever reason, Daniel Lacey has had a problem with Sage Scott. I don't know if it's just because he's the one that had the goal. I don't know if it's because there's something that is in the past that even I'm not aware of again with these two. I don't know if it's just pure jealousy or hatred, but there's something about Sage Scott that rubs Daniel Lacey the wrong way.
Now, I saw Sage Scott, he broke into the wrestling business. And there's one thing Sage Scott has never done, and that is doubt himself. And he has always just become a better version of himself. So this Sage Scott that you're seeing tonight is a better version than the one that faced him for the Proving Ground Championship almost a year ago.
Well, certainly, I would think so. I mean, I don't know if Daniel Lacey was his first match, but it was certainly one of his first title defenses, probably somewhere in the 3 or 4 range, and now Sage Scott's got a sleeper hold, that vice grip on him, and wow, Daniel Lacey, a nice job getting out of that. Certainly, when you have 300+ days as being the top guy, as Michael James said in his announcement, the face that runs WWN, I'm sure you're going to have a lot more confidence than when you did back in March.
And that also goes to show you that championship opportunities, they don't come around every day. It has been how many hundreds of days, did you say? Since
I think, oh my gosh, so March, so what, you're looking at probably around 300, somewhere in that range.
For him to get another championship opportunity, you know that's got to eat it. Sage Scott has been a champion the whole time.
Literally, not 1 second has Sage Scott not been champion since their last meeting, and I'm sure Daniel Lacey wants nothing more than to take that spot from Mr. A1.
Both men back and forth. Both men incredible shape. Both men incredible athletes. Both men with championship pedigree. Don't forget the wealth of wrestling of Daniel Lacey and Blake Nate's former ACW Tag Team Champions of the WWNLive family.
Yes, but we both know Alex is a huge boot to the face of Sage Scott drops, and we both know that there is a big difference in the wrestling industry, as we got another cover and a kick out, between being a tag champion and winning gold all on your own. Daniel Lacey has been chasing Sage Scott in whatever capacity for 300 days, and it just has not come to fruition yet. Tonight could be that night.
And the stakes of the time just get higher. First time for the Proving Ground Championship. Now for the FIP Florida Heritage Championship, the most prestigious Florida championship.
And you have to wonder if Sage Scott losing that Proving Ground Championship to Brian Atomic was something that Lacey was rooting for, or maybe he was wanting to go after Sage Scott for both championships should he have held it that long. I'm not sure, but regardless, Lacey will take the opportunity he has tonight. Let's see what he can do with it.
And this is just the first of 4 championship matches.
Amazing.
What a drop kick. What leaping ability from the grown-ass man.
Some will call it textbook, some call it picture perfect. What a beautiful drop kick from Daniel Lacey.
I call it almost winning the match because that hit the mark on the butt.
Look at the placement of that chin. You could tell based on where that elbow pad is bending that elbow is basically dead center, in the center of the chin of Sage Scott really cutting off all the air supply of the Trailmonger. You know, it's not going to be that easy to keep Sage Scott down, but Daniel Lacey doing a nice job of wearing him out so far.
Sage Scott trying everything, but Daniel Lacey ripping him right down, continuing to cut off the oxygen on the champion.
These guys are both very similar in strength and size, so Lacey, one of the few guys we've seen that can go toe-to-toe in the power game with Sage Scott, and you're seeing it right now. This is just what you would call a standard chin lock, and it is giving Sage Scott fits.
And I was gonna say, you can be A1 since day one, but if you can't breathe, your shoulders will be held down for the count of 3.
Doesn't matter who you are, if you can't breathe, there's not really much that you could do. And Sage Scott has held up the torch for WWN for so long.
And what a disrespectful slap, and now Sage Scott, that pissed him off.
Yeah, and I feel like that was a mistake by Lacey. The last thing you want to do is give Sage Scott even more reason to try to get back into this thing, especially when you had him on the ropes.
A jawbreaker out of desperation from Sage Scott. Now, clothesline. Sage Scott rocking and rolling. It's signature Trailmonger.
And the former cruiserweight picking up the pace like he used to do in the old days. Rough Rider!
1, 2. He has beat many a man with that, but only a 2.
Not Daniel Lacey, not tonight. Daniel Lacey wants this match way too badly to give in just yet, but the Trailmonger finally back into this thing.
I've seen him win many a Cruiserweight Championship matches with that move. And oh no, he was going for the Blue Thunder Bomb, but he flips out! Goes for the super kick!
Nice counter from Scott!
Clears him! 1, 2!
And there's that Blue Thunder Bomb you mentioned, Alex, and that almost got him. Daniel Lacey barely able to get out of that.
I've seen Sage Scott beat many a man, especially in his ACW Cruiserweight Championship reign with the Rough Rider. I've seen him put many men away with that Blue Thunder Bomb. How is Daniel Lacey still going?
He might not be going for much longer. I think Sage Scott looking for big old facts. And again, that chin lock. It's a very interesting strategy, but
and Sage Scott struggling to breathe, reaching out. He has had the hardest of hard time.
Wow, what a job by Scott! Oh, he almost got him!
He almost stole the pin. What a counter!
Using the ropes as leverage to get himself up and over Lacey and pin his shoulders to the mat, way to get out of it.
Back and forth they go. Daniel Lacey doing what Daniel Lacey does. Sage Scott into the turnbuckle by the tights, not technically legal.
Nose first into that turnbuckle, and Daniel Lacey, not sure what he sees. He sees something at ringside, and okay, well, that's what we're fighting for, folks. The FIP Florida Heritage Championship, but what does the challenger want with it?
You can't win the championship this way.
The referee Jay Taylor catching him in the act.
Referee Jay Taylor laying low. And now a roll up from Mr. A1 since day one.
Oh, Lacey just able to escape, and you have to wonder what in the world the plan was there. I'm not sure what he was going for, but ooh,
Daniel Lacey pulling the referee in front of him.
Oh man! Daniel Lacey adamant on using that championship. I don't even think he cared about that championship anymore. He just wants to inflict pain on the Trailmonger now at this point.
And now, what is Daniel Lacey looking for? The match is over.
Oh, DDT onto the championship. I don't care who you are, you're not getting up from that.
Daniel Lacey almost looking obsessed at the FIP Florida Heritage Championship. I don't think the Trollmonger's gonna stand for this.
And I don't understand the strategy. He's holding up the championship. He had a chance to win the championship tonight, and he threw it away to inflict pain. I guess that's the message he wanted to send, is I don't care about tonight. I'm in it for the long haul, and Daniel Lacey waited 300 days before. I guess we're gonna wait a little longer.
By disqualification, and still the FIP Florida Heritage Champion, Sage.
I felt one way or another.
And of course, you heard Michael James. Sage Scott's still your FIP champion, but certainly he will not be happy with how this match went down.
I'm sure there's going to be words had with WWN management. I'm sure that Daniel Lacey's probably going to have to leave the building. I don't think this is the last time we've heard from Sage Scott and Daniel Lacey.
Oh, of course not. A rivalry that's percolated for this long is not going to be over in one match. It's certainly not going to be over in that way. I have a feeling that these two guys are going to be clashing very, very soon, and when they do, it might have cataclysmic results.
That's not many episodes of Proving Ground that we've seen Sage Scott end up laid out in the ring like he does.
Not certainly since I've been here, and that's only the first of our championship matches tonight.
Backstage correspondent TJ Lopes, and I am here waiting for the #1 contenders for the WWN Proving Ground Tag Team Championship.
Hey.
Blazing Hot Blackjack, Toad Felix, Blazing Hearts, thank you for taking just a couple of seconds of your time to chat with me today. Your rise has been so amazing to document. I've been on commentary for these last few weeks, watching you guys rise from the bottom of the tag division all the way to the top. How are you guys able to rise so fast, so quickly, and so high?
What's that one? It's like your last name. What's that one thing? It's like an animal and it's on fire and it. Phoenix! We just rise to the occasion. You see, a lot of people were gonna doubt us. It was just two random people put in a tag team. Well, no. I think we were destined, in fact. And we rose to the occasion, just like we're gonna rise those championships above our heads. But I might be getting ahead of myself. Tone, take it away from me, buddy.
See, new numerator. I have transcended beyond superior. I now have 6 hearts. What that means is I do everything with my heart in it 6 times to the max. He puts in this work to the point he is blazing hot. Beyond in an inferno. Oh yeah. We are blazing hearts.
Now make no mistake, I hear these tag champs are like really cool. Exodus, I read the Bible sometimes. They're also second. You know what's first? Genesis. But guess what comes after that? We are going to be first. We are going to be the next tag team champions. We are going to be the top of the mountain. You know what? We're not going to be on top of the mountain. We're going to be the mountain. And after tonight, we're going to make a claim that not only can you just, given circumstances, but rise to the occasion, we are going to set our heart ablaze.
6 times.
6 times.
Well,
Man,
good
let's
luck
go,
in
man.
your championship
Hey,
match
let's go.
tonight,
Come on,
gentlemen.
man. Come on.
Will we have new tag team champions tonight? Blazing Hearts certainly thinks they can, certainly thinks they will. Joining me now are Exodus and, of course, Emily Locke. Thank you so much for taking a couple minutes of your time to chat with me today. It's a big night for all 3 of you. You guys all have championship matches tonight. Obviously, you guys are defending your tag championships, and Emily, you are defending your women's championship, a fatal 4-way. So how are all 3 of you feeling going into your respective championship matches tonight?
DJ, you had to interrupt our time in our private locker room? Seriously? And how am I feeling? Do you understand these unsafe working conditions that WWN is putting us through? It is almost below 50 degrees here in Florida. You caught me in my Nirvana sweatshirt, and now I have to wrestle 3 other girls. Are you kidding? How do I feel? How do you think I feel? How do you think I feel that I'm looking at your face right now?
Who invited this guy in here?
I
How
mean,
did he even get in?
Champion's locker room.
He brings a camera, a whole setup. Like,
and he's wearing a suit.
wearing a suit?
He's trying
This
to
is
look
cat.
better than us. He's trying to look better than us.
this is casual Monday. We're
PJ.
trying to stay warm.
PJ.
Still not. Anyway. Sorry, what were you saying?
Warm.
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 It's very cold out there, so we requested a private locker room. Who invited you?
And you infiltrated our
Well,
safe.
first of all, this isn't your private locker room. This is a private locker room. Media was
That
here
we
earlier
got,
today.
it's ours tonight. So we didn't invite you, Mr. DJ.
Still TJ.
It's PJ.
All right, I think we gotta get ready. Go ahead.
Leave.
Go.
Goodbye. We don't
Bye-bye.
invite you.
Fair enough.
Goodbye.
Leave.
Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the WWN Proving Ground Tag Team Championship. Introducing first. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first the challengers. They're weighing in at a combined weight of 431 pounds. Blazing hot blackjack and 6 hearts, Tone Felix. They are blazing hard. And their opponents being accompanied by the reigning WWN Proving Ground Heritage Champion, Locke. And from Bowling Green, Ohio, weighing in at a total combined weight of 421 pounds. They are the reigning and defending WWN Proving Ground Tag Team Champions, Body Bundy, Jack Josh,
Blazing Hot Blackjack and Tone Felix have no doubt been the hottest tag team in the company over the last few weeks.
The surprising hot start, right? Ryann's not even supposed to be a team, find themselves all the way here, tag team title match, and they've already upset the champs once to get here.
And they are absolutely oozing with confidence. I spoke to them earlier tonight, and I was just floored with the confidence of these guys who have just recently started tagging together. The chemistry between them is off the charts, and like you said, they've already beaten Exodus once. Can they do it again this time for the gold? Do they have it already? No.
That incredible Michinoku driver's one way to beat him.
beautiful move by Blazing Hot Blackjack. And like I said, I talked to these guys before the match, and wow, look at that splash from Felix. I talked to them and I asked them how they prepare for a match like this, and Tone Felix says that he actually spent a lot of time with Denzel Washington and Robert Downey Jr. leading into this match, and I thought, wow, I mean, is that how you prepare for all your title matches? He said, not really. That's just the kind of class of people I hang out with on a regular basis. So clearly these guys are going to be used to success, being around success. We'll see if that translates tonight. And a big double team. I'll tell you, these guys are so impressive, Alex.
Blazing Hearts coming out with some new blazing hot tag team moves.
New music, new name, new attitude, and new expectations for these two rising stars here at Proving Ground.
But you gotta have guys in the back of your head if you're in there with Exodus. You have the wild card of Emily Locke at ringside. You have 3 championship belts that they could use at any time. They're always have a plan. Ever since coming to Proving Ground, they've had a plan.
And Exodus, you can't argue with the results. Exodus has been so successful since coming to Proving Ground, multiple-time tag team champions now. These guys have been a force to be reckoned with, and a lot of that has to do with Emily Locke and her interferences on the outside and her influence on these two incredible competitors.
And not to mention, Emily Locke is the only 2-time WWN Proving Ground Women's Champion in history.
I mean, they obviously have had a ton of success as a collective, as a group, but last time these two teams faced off, Emily Locke's interference ended up being what cost Exodus that match. So are they going to change their strategy? Is Emily Locke going to not interfere? Are they going to have her interfere in a different way? We're going to have to find out here in a few moments.
And I'm sure their strategy has to change somewhat. They have to be on the same page. Make sure you're in the same playbook.
And you know, Alex, I played baseball for 20 years, and there was something, as Bonnie Bundy now takes advantage of the referee, Chris Wells' back being turned, there was a saying that it was almost impossible to beat the same team 3 times in a row. Now, obviously, these guys have only faced once. But maybe you can make the argument Exodus didn't take these guys seriously last time. Maybe their head wasn't in the game. Maybe they didn't have quite as airtight of a strategy as they would have, whereas now they've got to defend the gold against the team that they've lost to already. Exodus is going to come into this thing more motivated and more focused than their last match.
You have to wonder also, does that create a little bit of doubt? You could lose this.
Oh, and there's Emily.
The wild card on the outside.
And I guess right now that strategy has changed a little bit. Emily Locke waiting until Blackjack is outside the ring. And Tone Felix, you can see the frustration growing in all 6 of his hearts right now.
Bonnie Bundy just choking the life out of Blackjack. Keeping the ring cut off. Tag team offense. And 2 huge forearms. Double belly to back suplex, and Exodus on fire here.
Right now, Exodus is the ones that are blazing hot, and Blackjack desperately needs to get to the corner to tag in his partner, Tone Felix. Felix, obviously a great athlete, to be able to pick up the pace here and get a little bit of momentum going back for the Blazing Hearts, and Blackjack trying to get around Josh. Josh will not let it happen, at least not yet. And Blackjack fighting for everything he's got. Oh, here comes Felix!
Sick hearts of power!
Flying Nevis!
What the hell is going on? And a very unique maneuver put Bonnie Bundy right on his face, off the second rope.
Springboard kick, he's going plus ultra. Is this gonna be it? No, Josh able to save it.
Springboard kick plus ultra, but not enough against Exodus.
Repress. So many high impact moves in the arsenal of the former Division III running back. But look at Bonnie Bundy with the neck breaker. And a big kick from
from Blackjack. Everybody's down. All hell is breaking loose. It's WWN Proving Ground Monday Night Mayhem, and the WWN Proving Ground Tag Team Championships are on the line. Blazing hot Blackjack shirts coming off.
And we know that that means it's business time for Blazing Hot Blackjack, and he's looking to officially get into this thing, and now here he comes, and Body Bundy is laid out in the center of the ring. Going to be looking for the pump handle big ending. Oh, and here comes Emily Locke again.
Emily Locke always getting involved.
Oh, no! Body Bundy just absolutely obliterated Emily Locke, and Blackjack is laughing right in his face. Wait a minute, he's got the titles! I don't think Chris saw it!
Here are your winners, and still the WWN Proving Ground Tag Team Champions, Body Bundy and Josh Exodus.
Well, geez, I don't know if that was on purpose or if that was the strategy. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
And now Exodus clearly upset. Blazing Hot Blackjack's a tone. Felix had him rolling.
Wait a minute.
That's better together in the Miami Boyz.
Ori Gold. Hadar Hovitz. Baby Keith. Puma Johnson.
Exodus getting out of Dodge, but they are still your WWN Proving Ground Tag Team Champions. But what a tag team division we have here.
Could Exodus be staring into the future, into a crystal ball? I don't know, but I know we're staring into a crystal ball because Miami Boyz and Better Together, they'll be competing against each other later on tonight. And thank goodness for them, as that could have been really, really bad for Blazing Hearts. But I'll tell you what, I know that they came up short, but how impressive was Blazing Hearts tonight?
They took the tag team champions to the limit, got them frustrated enough that they had to get disqualified to get out of Dodge. But Blazing Hearts, impressive new tag team here on the block. And TJ, we still have 2 championship matches to go. We're gonna see these 2 teams right here. The Miami Boyz and Better Together square off later tonight.
It has been a chaotic night so far. 2 championship matches down, 2 to go, so much more to happen. But right now, we are going to take a quick break. So enjoy some past action right here on the WWN YouTube channel. We'll be right back. Joining me now is BBP, Big Boy Patty. I know it's cold. Thank you so much for taking a minute of your time to join me. Last week, you picked up a win against the menace, Dennis Fence. And tonight, your opponent is, in a lot of ways, the polar opposite of Dennis Fence in the trust fund kid, Blake Banks. What is your strategy going into tonight's match?
Whew, well, it's a lot going into this match. Last year, I wasn't as much of a regular at WWN as I would have liked to be, and this year I decided to really try to up my game and become one of the best wrestlers here at WWN. And so my first challenge of 2026, Dennis the Menace, it was a brute, like you say, and now Blake Banks, which is the polar opposite. So not only do I have to show that I can brawl with the biggest guys here at WWN, but I can also play the technical game and the mind game with Blake Banks. So, I mean, I'm excited to prove myself. I'm nervous for the match, and well, I hope I come out the better man tonight.
BBP, good luck in your match tonight. Let's get back to the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first. Florida, weighing in at 190 pounds. Team Prick, the Dawn of Louis Vuitton. He is the Trust Fund Kid, Blake Banks. Who you calling my boy? You big man. Big man out here, you tell him. Big man. You big man, okay. Say I'm a big man, say it. He is a big man. And his opponent.
The trust fund kid, get it right.
He hails from Clearwater, Florida, over at 211 pounds. He is the BBP Big Boy Patty.
When you talk about two of the hottest rising stars in professional wrestling today, you have to be talking about Big Boy Patty and Blake Banks.
I don't know quite as much about Mr. Banks, but Big Boy Patty has been impressive ever since stepping foot here at WWN that I have seen. Picked up a big win last week against Dennis Fence, and I'll tell you, I don't know if you could get two more polar opposite opponents back-to-back weeks than Dennis Fence and the Trust Fund Kid Blake Banks, Alex.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
And this will definitely be a test for Big Boy Patty. Blake Banks, former tag team champion here in the WWNLive family. The experience advantage, speed advantage goes to Blake Banks. Size and strength go to Big Boy Patty in this one.
And I'll tell you, even for a man his size, speed of Big Boy Patty can really sneak up on you. So Blake Banks has got his work cut out for him. And like you said, former tag champion. We saw his partner in that, Daniel Lacey, compete earlier tonight. I'd say unsuccessfully, but I'm sure he would probably argue that he was very successful in what his mission was, which was to beat up Sage Scott.
Make a statement.
And absolutely make a statement. Well, we see a bank statement here against Big Boy Patty.
And Big Boy Patty, he was impressive in the Young Guns, picking up a win over Reese Maddox, and then eventually an impressive contest with falling just short to TJ Brady, and then, like you said, picking up the win over Dennis Fence last week, which is not an easy task. Dennis Fence, 300+ pounds and a complete cycle.
Certainly not. You said it as good as I ever could have. Dennis Fence was so impressive to end 2025, but he has struggled to open 2026, but it doesn't really matter if you're Big Boy Patty. You face who's in front of you, and Dennis Fence was an absolute monster last week, dominated a lot of that match. Big Boy Patty was able to withstand the punishment and pick up the win anyway.
Big Boy Patty impressive there. He was going for the spinning toe hold, and each time Blake Banks tried to kick out of it, he just switched the hold to the other leg. Frustrating Blake Banks, the Trust Fund Kid.
Trust Fund Kid used to having a lot of things handed to him, and so I'm sure when somebody basically doesn't yield or acquiesce when he's trying to counter these moves, it's probably going to frustrate him quite a bit.
You hear that? They cheering for me.
And looking to hyperextend that elbow, dislocate that shoulder. Big Boy Patty using his size, he's having none of it.
This is the first time we've seen Blake Banks in a one-on-one match here on Proving Ground since back in September. So it's been quite a few months since we've seen Banks in singles action. We've seen him once in tag team action in a losing effort against Better Together, who we will also see compete later on tonight.
And speaking of tonight, the entire night is sponsored by Territory Tees. Check them out, territorytees.com, where nostalgia meets the ring. I have so many sweet shirts in my closet right now, between the WWNLive, the WWN logo, the Bruiser Brody, and the American Giant. I have them all. You can get them at territorytees.com or any one of our live events.
We are always appreciative of Territory Tees. So much to choose from, and there's just so much So many amazing performers here at WWN Proving Ground that either have stuff on territory tees right now or very soon will start to have some, because their names are going to get bigger and bigger as the year goes along. And I tell you what, Big Boy Papi is just taking it to Blake Banks right now.
And he scoops him up and slams him down.
And that's that strength advantage you talked about earlier, Alex. Coming to play right there, and then a big knee right to the throat.
Looking to collapse the man's skull. Knee drop right on the side of the head. And as somebody that's followed Proving Ground over its entire history, I think if Big Boy Papi beats Blake Banks right here, that is a huge upset and a huge victory for Big Boy Papi if he can pull it off against a former champion, somebody with the experience of a Blake Banks.
Big Boy Papi and Blake Banks, obviously at two different points in their careers. What we've seen from Big Boy Papi is he is not afraid to get in there. Guys who are more experienced, more physical, whatever the case may be, Big Boy Papi has always been up to the task as Banks takes him down.
He might not be up to the task. He might not even be conscious right now. What a lariat right to the back of the head. The trust fund kid, now what is he looking for?
Just fires him into the corner. Now you get to see the viciousness, the aggressiveness of the trust fund kid. That temper coming out.
You know what else you get to see? Louis Vuitton boots.
Is that what he has in there?
Those are his custom, one-of-a-kind trust fund kid Louis Vuitton boots with a big right hand on Big Boy Papi.
You think that I'm ever going to make enough money here at Proving Ground to get me some Versace boots, Alex?
Maybe.
I certainly hope so, but I don't know. Maybe Versace. I don't know if Versace boots would quite look so good on me. I'm not sure, but right now Blake Banks looking absolutely fantastic. He is really turned this match around.
And that's the veteran experience of Blake Banks. When momentum starts to shift, you slow things down.
And when you have the quickness advantage, like you talked about earlier on, Alex, you'd think that you'd want to pick up the pace, but Banks has really, as you said, slowed this thing down and made it very methodical, very, very calculated pace here. And I have to tell you, it is really working. Look at how slow he gets into that neck breaker.
And one way to neutralize that size and strength advantage is if you keep them on their back.
Everybody is the same size when they're flat on their back is what they say in this business, and it is proving to be true right now. With Blake Banks, man.
Right on the spine. You see the knee right in the shoulder blades as he looks to hyperextend the elbow, dislocate his shoulder.
You saw Papi trying to use that strength to fight that off, just wasn't quite able to. And now Big Boy Papi is in big trouble.
Big Boy Papi in big boy trouble, but no, Blake Banks in trouble now because that's a German suplex.
BBP just threw BB across the ring. Blake Banks going for a ride.
That's 2 German suplex. Are we going for a trifecta?
Nice elbow from Banks, able to get out of that.
Still fighting out.
Flips out of that. Beautiful counter from Banks. BBP doesn't know where he is. Yes, he does. A huge lariat. And you can see the look on Banks' face. He has no idea what time zone he's in right now.
At first, it looked like that speed and agility was going to benefit him, but that only added momentum to that lariat that just took his head off. And then going for the brainbuster. No, Blake Banks, schoolboy.
He's got the tights. He's got the tights. And our senior referee, Jay Taylor, able to catch him. Great job from Taylor there.
Big Boy Papi, he's going for the roll-up. No, roll through.
Could he be going for the brainbuster again?
There it is, brainbuster! Big Boy Papi, cover that man!
1, 2, 3. Here is your winner, Big Boy Papi.
Well, Alex, you said it earlier. I'm not 100% sure if I agreed with you, but I'm going to make the point anyway. You said that if Big Boy Patty was able to pick up this win, it would be a huge upset. What say you now, Alex?
It was absolutely a huge upset, but the most impressive victory thus far in Big Boy Patty's young career here at the WWN Live. And Blake Banks looking to regroup in the wing, but Big Boy Patty, he beats Dennis Fence. He beats Blake Banks. He's on a roll here at Proving Ground.
I said last week that I expect big things from Big Boy Patty in 2026, and I'm not sure what Blake Banks is celebrating right now, but regardless, I expect big things from Big Boy in 2026. No better way to start, right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a fatal four-way. It is set for one fall with a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the WWN Proving Ground Women's Championship. Introducing first.
The hottest topic has arrived.
showing your deleted search history, she is the hottest topic, Kendall Ryann. In her opponent, being accompanied by Lilith, she hails from the town of Amityville. She is the Darkness.
It's a dog!
Ravyn.
You're crazy!
In their opponent, she hails from Newark, New Jersey. She is the Puerto Rican Speed Demon, and their opponent, representing Exodus, she hails from Columbus, Ohio. She is the reigning and defending WWN Proving Ground Women's Champion, your boyfriend's favorite wrestler, Emily Locke.
Well, this match is set to be a clash of styles in every way, shape, and form. All four of these women so unique in how they perform, and I have to say, one thing that has mildly disturbed me is over the last 3 minutes, she's not quite looking at her now, but Ravyn Knight has barely taken her eyes off of Speed Demon BB. In a lot of ways, I don't even know what those two are doing in this match. I think that they just need to figure out their differences by themselves, but regardless, what a match we're about to have, Alex.
And we saw what was it, 1 minute? BB came in with the drop kick, rolled up Ravyn Knight just like that.
I mean, it was closer to 10 seconds. I mean, it was so fast, it was amazing, and now look at Ravyn Knight going right after Emily Locke, but look at Kendall Ryann. Smart move from her.
And the championship is on the line. All three competitors in this match, Ravyn Knight, Speed Demon BB, and Kendall Ryann have all fallen short in their opportunities at the Women's Championship.
Oh, man, if I was Kendall Ryann right there, I probably would have just let Ravyn and BB beat the heck out of each other for a little while. But yeah, it is a great opportunity for all three women, and for Emily Locke, I know she just said that she's frustrated with the situation that she's in, and in some ways, I don't really blame her. I mean, fatal four-way, the math is not in her favor tonight. She doesn't even have to be pinned to lose her championship. Speaking of getting pinned to lose her championship, she almost just was right there.
I was gonna say, not only is the odds not in her favor, that enziguri to the side of the head was not in her favor, but that throat chop and throw with the hair was in Emily Locke's favor.
And for Locke, I think right now what's happening is pretty much what you are hoping for, which is you are able to isolate one opponent, hopefully in this case in Kendall Ryann, while Ravyn and BB take their own issues, and they are so focused and preoccupied on each other that they're not necessarily paying attention to the stakes and the match that they're actually in. And so I think, at least to start, it's about as good of a start as you can have for the champ.
Emily Locke with an incredible combination there on Kendall Ryann. Ravyn Knight breaking up the pinfall.
Ravyn a little bit hesitant there, getting after Kendall Ryann, allowing her to escape, and now BB right back on the attack. And this match already 5 to 6 times longer than their last clash.
But it might not be much longer after that knee to the side of the head. Speed Demon BB hooks the leg.
And again, folks, if BB were to have won that match there, she would have won the title, and Emily Locke was nowhere near that pinfall. That is the danger if you are a champion defending your belt in a match like this.
Speed Demon BB, Kendall Ryann back and forth, forearm after forearm. Everyone in this contest would love to walk out of here the new WWN Proving Ground Women's Champion, but only one walks out of here winner. And Speed Demon BB, Kendall Ryann up to the top rope. It is getting dangerous.
And oh my goodness, wait a minute. Looks like we're going for a Tower of Doom, oh no!
incredible. Absolutely incredible. Full impact car crash. Suplex powerbomb. Emily Locke capitalizing on the numbers game. That was absolutely incredible, TJ.
Emily Locke, the talent has never been in question. As you pointed out earlier tonight, the only two-time Proving Ground Women's Champion in history. There is a reason for that, and it's not just due to the antics. The ability and the talent has always been there.
And she just hit all three other competitors like a car crash. Hip attack, crossbody, and then a rolling senton. But can't get the three on any of them.
For Emily Locke, you can't do what's happening right now. You cannot get frustrated in a match like this. You have to have your head on a swivel and be ready at all times. There is no rest for the weary. There's no rest for the not weary in a fatal four-way match. It doesn't matter who you are, you have to just keep going.
There might be some rest after that TDT because she might be unconscious. She just planted her. Now Kendall, Ryann, big running knee.
What a knee from Kendall Ryann. She's been so impressive for such a long time. Very decorated performer, but now in the clutches of the darkness, Ravyn Knight, double choke slam! And Ravyn Knight now going to talk to Lilith, and that was a terrible mistake. Can Emily Locke capitalize?
Double choke slam from Ravyn Knight, but Emily Locke in there with... They always have a plan.
And still the WWN Proving Ground Women's Champion, Emily Locke.
Exodus and Emily Locke always have a plan. Always.
They always do, and I'll tell you what, I don't know what Ravyn Knight was thinking. She had this match won, and it's almost like she went to go tell Lilith, I told you so, I told you I could do this. I don't really know what happened there, but that's why I said there's no rest for the weary in a match like this. Ravyn Knight turns her back for a split second, and this match is over. Emily Locke retains.
It looked like Ravyn Knight was walking out of here champion. Big double choke slam. But Emily Locke, the wherewithal to capitalize, that's why she is the two-time WWE Ground Women's Champion.
It's smart, it's savvy, you might not like it, but you have to respect it. I've said it all along as it pertains to Exodus. And Emily Locke walks out as champion again, but we do still have one more championship match to go tonight. That'll be in our main event a little bit later on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. With a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first.
She just wants to
our third and final tag team contest of the night. And it has been chaos all throughout the night, but it has been a showcase of incredible tag team talent. Lemeria, AMC, a Murder of Crows, Leeroy, Shogun, and Icky. Exodus, Blazing Hearts, and the chaos that transpired. And now two of the best, two former Proving Ground tag team champions, and two of the hottest teams going today. Better Together in Miami, boys.
I am so excited for this one. I have only seen Better Together in person one time, and in that one time, I was blown away with the chemistry, with the quickness, with the tag team ability of both of these men. And then, of course, we all know each and every week what the Miami boys bring to the table. Put these two teams together in a ring, and there's only one word I can use to describe it: magic.
And the bell has rang, the match is underway. Miami boys Better Together, both fan favorites here. The Miami boys have been here way more than Better Together has since it's become Monday Night Mayhem. This is their house.
Well, that's not to say that Better Together hasn't been going all around the world, proving themselves one of the most decorated tag teams in the history of the state of Florida. They have gone everywhere, including a recent appearance on AEW. It has been a whirlwind year plus for Better Together. So these guys have proven themselves at some of the highest levels in professional wrestling. And now they get to face Puma Johnson and Baby Keith, as you said, Alex, in their house.
Hey, boys. As jacked as he has ever been, Puma Johnson, the powerhouse of the Miami boys. It is strength on strength here. But it is Hadar Horvitz, Corey Gold with the international experience, the world traveled, the TV appearances, traveling all over the world. They have experience that you only get if you're one of the best teams in the planet.
Look at Puma Johnson, a man that size should not be able to move like that. And it is just, I've been so impressed with these two teams. I almost don't even want to talk through this thing. I just want to sit and watch, but I have to do my job, and I certainly will. And I will do my best to do these two fantastic teams justice in this match.
Puma Johnson's quick as a cat, but Better Together looking to turn it around. Signature, Better Together. Obviously very flamboyant, group that loves to have fun, a lot of positive energy that they bring to the ring, and it's something that inspires a lot of people all around the world, and I would argue including the Miami boys.
They're best friends for life, and that's the only way of being best friends is how you figure out you can even do this.
Yeah, how do you practice this in front of a mirror? And oh, there you go. And nice little hug. Oh!
And then wrenching both arms, looking to dislocate those shoulders. Better Together, does it like no other.
Nothing like a nice friendly hug before tearing off limbs amongst friends, Alex.
And Hadar Horvitz looking to put the Puma down. Continuing that assault right on that shoulder.
I'm very interested to see where these fans will lean in terms of their allegiances. As you said, both these teams very popular here at Proving Ground. I'm interested to see where they lean. You'd think just because of their weekly appearances that they lean Miami boys, but we've seen in wrestling many times it's those who aren't here very often that when they do come back, the fans are yearning to see them more, so perhaps Better Together will have that edge. I suppose we'll see as this match goes on.
We're finding out right here, right now, live, WWN Live on YouTube, WWN Promotions on Facebook. It's two of the best teams going, the Miami boys and Better Together.
And Baby Keith refusing to let go of that wrist lock. And Hadar Horvitz really trying to get himself out of it. He just has not been able to. That strength that you talked about earlier, Alex, just hasn't been enough so far.
And you got to think both teams here have to have their eyes on March 1st. FIP, everything burns. Coming up right here at the OCC Road House live on WWNLive.com. You know, they have to have their eyes on Annihilation and the FIP World Tag Team Championship.
Baby Keith's not going to be too happy about that. Just got a double kiss on the cheek from both halves of Better Together, and then just ate that straight jacket Russian leg sweep from both men. That's what makes these guys so unique. You just never know what you're gonna see next.
And in the corner, in the cold, series of knife edge chop.
And in a cold weather like this, those are going to feel like actual knives chopping your chest. And now Baby Keith's saying, here, I'll open the cupboard drawers. You can take some knives now.
And my phone says it is a cold 52 degrees, which doesn't sound that bad, but for Florida, it is cold. This is the Winter Classic right here. Better together versus the Miami Boyz.
As somebody who grew up in Massachusetts and went to college in Knoxville, for whatever reason, cold in Florida just hits different. I don't know what it is, but it's true, and you only can know if you're here at Proving Ground.
You know what else hits different? That shoulder to the midsection. And Baby Keith up and over. Off the rope, stucks the clothesline.
And Baby Keith flying high with that Hurricane Rana.
And here comes Hadar. And you got one deep arm drag. And now, what is he looking for?
The pace has quickened, and usually it's better together, the ones that tend to pick up the pace. But now you see Baby Keith really picking up the momentum for the Miami Boyz. And now, Hadar Horvitz is in big trouble.
And I just gotta say, what a stacked tag team division we have here at WWN Proving Ground. Just the teams that you've seen tonight, teams like Vice and Violence, it is stacked from top to bottom. And Better Together, they just might be the best ones out there. You see that signature Better Together offense?
I absolutely did, and that is what we're used to. Now it's Better Together picking up the pace here. And if you are Exodus, I would say head on a swivel, absolutely. But I would say more like you have to be like an owl. You have to be able to turn your head 360 degrees at all times with all these phenomenal teams that you have here.
And Ori Gold laying the heavy lumber on Baby Keith. Big European uppercut right into the chest.
You saw Baby Keith say some words there I will not repeat, but certainly he felt that one in every inch of his jaw.
And now Hadar wrenching at his face, wrenching at the neck, wrenching at that jaw.
These fans trying to get the Miami Boyz back into this thing.
The fans here, they know that this is two of the best teams going today. You hear the 305 chant, you hear cheers for Better Together. And now the Miami Boyz turning things around.
Wow! Assisted splash. Beautiful move from Puma Johnson. And we almost had a 3 count there.
Baby Keith using Puma Johnson as a launching pad.
That ease of which Puma Johnson picks up Hadar Horvitz there is incredible.
And just carrying him around. That's a full-grown human being, and he just did a cartwheel slam with him.
Oh boy.
And Baby Keith going up high with assist from Puma Johnson and coming down hard on Hadar. And now Hadar, he's trying to fight out of that front face lock, that front chancery right around the throat. Looking to keep Hadar as far away from Ori Gold as possible.
What a match this has been, and really, we've seen spurts of both teams kind of having the upper hand, but we haven't really seen any kind of sustained offense from either of these two teams, and that just tells you not only how good they are, but how evenly matched both teams are.
Well, we just saw a Better Together 4-piece wombo combo with cheese.
I'm legal, it's okay.
Ref, do your job, he was legal.
I don't know if it's letting Jay Taylor know that he needs to do his job a little bit better, but we love Jay here, obviously. Nothing like a little bit of humor on a Monday night. And now, I can tell you, Baby Keith doesn't think any of this is funny.
He's getting the life choked out of him. If you can't breathe, you can't fight, but the fans here want to see more from the 305.
And certainly seems like we are getting our answer. The Miami Boyz seem to be the ones the fans are getting behind, at least right now. It's Ori Gold with a big elbow.
He ran him over. He used the full force of his body and the momentum to just lay in that back elbow.
And these guys have done a great job over the last 2 to 3 minutes of really cutting off that half of the ring, isolating Baby Keith. Obviously the smaller of the two men of the Miami boys. Doing a great job, and now attacking that elbow.
Baby Keith might only have one arm after that. They have been on the assault on the arm, and that was nasty. Did you see how his arm bent?
Arms are not supposed to bend that way, and this is coming from a guy who threw baseballs for a living. There are just some directions that elbows are not supposed to bend. And what we saw right there, that's one of them.
So Baby Keith back to his feet. And look, stretching out, looking for the tag with everything he's got.
And Baby Keith's got long arms, long legs, but not even his long arms and legs were long enough to reach, but here we go!
And here comes Puma Johnson, the powerhouse of the Miami boys.
And you said earlier on in the night, sometimes the biggest man in the match, and having that weapon is all you need, and here we go. The biggest man in the match is taking over.
And here we go, they're looking to put it away. Are we gonna see some signature Miami boys right here? Looking for the double suplex.
Corey Gold saves his partner.
And things are breaking down here in this tag team contest. Referee Jay Taylor trying to get things in order.
Puma Johnson just got kicked right in the mush, and down he goes.
And that discus forearm might have knocked him out.
And then a spinning elbow.
Baby Keith from the second rope. The not so high crossbody.
Oh man, Ori Gold with a big kick.
I'm pretty sure Baby Keith's head's in the second row.
And now
everybody's down.
Beautiful recoil there from Puma Johnson. And now at this point, it's anybody's ball game. This has been an absolutely wild match. And we still have a main event after this somehow.
And now Puma Johnson hoisting him up. Hadar Horvitz in the electric chair position. Baby Keith going to the most dangerous place you can. The top rope. It's high risk, high reward up here.
Horvitz is in big trouble now. Could be going for maybe a doomsday device of some kind. And no, not quite yet. Keith rolls through though.
And Puma Johnson pulled out, super kick by Ori Gold.
Right on the button. Might not matter. Can Baby Keith capitalize? No.
It is fast and furious here. Backslide Baby Keith. Both men up to their feet. And now Baby Keith with a roll-up.
I thought he had him once he shifted his weight. Amazing strength from Horvitz to get out of that. And then Keith just ate a boot.
Uh-oh, better together. They're getting them fired up here at the OCC Road House.
Double super kick. Down goes Puma.
Bring the bell.
And down go the Miami boys.
What a tag team contest. Both teams showed you why they're two of the best going today, but better together shows you that they are better together.
I mean, this match was fought along a razor's edge, 51% to 49%, but tonight, better together, barely. Razors edges out the Miami boys. What an impressive match from both these teams. Congratulations. Better together.
Nobody is better than better together.
You heard it right there. Nobody's better than better together. And certainly, tonight they proved that they were better than the Miami boys on this date. Let's see what happens here.
You guys okay? Yeah. It's not a sore draw, but I'm gonna take it.
Shake your hand. Come on, guys.
Come on. Great match. It was good. It was good.
And these two teams definitely respect each other. These two teams are two of them.
There you go. You absolutely love to see that. And you don't love to see Exodus absolutely ruining this party.
That's the tag team champions in there. And there's the Blazing Hearts.
And Blazing Hearts returning the favor from earlier tonight when Exodus attacked them.
And it is mayhem here at the OCC Road House.
And you have to think that this tag team championship picture is just getting murkier and murkier by the minute.
Exodus trying to take out their competition, but only creating more as they go.
There's a reason why this show is called Mayhem, and that is exactly where this tag division finds itself right now. Who knows where we go from here? Better Together with a huge win. I don't want that to get lost in everything that we've seen tonight.
And a huge win in their return to the OCC Road House for WWN Proving Ground Monday Night Mayhem. It's been a while since we've seen them.
First time here on season 2 for sure. And for the Miami boys, where do you go from here? We'll have to find out. No shame in losing to Better Together tonight.
Look at that incredible talent in that ring. Ori Gold, Radara Borvich, Blazing Hot Blackjack, Tone Felix, Baby Keith, Uma Johnson. What a roster here at WWN.
6 of the very best on planet Earth. How blessed are we that they are all in the same ring at the same time. And speaking of being in the same ring at the same time, we're about to have our main event. Brian Atomic is going to defend against Papi D. Incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the main event. It is scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the WWN Proving Ground Championship. Introducing first.
It's cold out here. WWN Proving Ground
It is main event time. WWN Proving Ground Championship on the line, and things are getting nuclear. Ryann Atomic, Papi D.
Man, this is a matchup of two completely different styles. And you can see the walking nuke has been so red hot, he doesn't even need a jacket. He does not care one bit about this cold, and I don't blame him because he has been on fire, basically for a year.
The ascension of Ryann Atomic throughout 2025 and caps it off as the new WWN Proving Ground Champion, and he has backed it up every episode of Season 2. And can he do it again? We've seen it against Puma Johnson. We've seen it against IKKI. We've seen it against Leeroy Shogun. But is the Pineapple and Papi D enough to unseat Ryann Atomic?
Well, nobody can stop the unstoppable force of Pinyi the Pineapple, but luckily Pinyi's not the one in this match. It is indeed Papi D, but Papi D is one of the most impressive young stars we have here. One of the favorites in the Young Guns Invitational, and made it all the way to the semifinals, in which he lost to Rose Alday, who eventually would win the thing. So certainly nothing to be ashamed of there if you're Papi D, but now he's back, and this time it's for gold.
And look at Ryann Atomic with the bridge, not letting his shoulders get held down for a pinning combination.
And ever since he became champion, you see a lot of those little things like that right there that Ryann Atomic has really honed in. You can tell that he has taken his championship reign as seriously as he possibly could have, getting in the gym, preparing, learning new tricks of the trade, and wow, in that cold, that could not have felt good for Ryann Atomic.
And a shin breaker, knee breaker from Papi D, making a statement early in this matchup. Usually Ryann Atomic you don't have time to take your time.
Okay, I didn't know it was that kind of party.
Well, usually Papi D makes a moment out of taking those pants off and then interacts with the fans. Ryann Atomic's not here to play those games.
Ryann Atomic, I don't think, has ever played a game in his entire life, unless it was Battleship. But except instead of sinking your battleship, he just throws the board at you and then screams.
And Ryann Atomic has been the most lethal and gifted striker on the Proving Ground roster. He has shown his versatility, his strength, his awareness.
And you have to wonder if it helps or hurts Ryann Atomic that his offense is so strike heavy in this kind of weather. Obviously here in Florida, we're used to it being a little hot. It's just kind of normal for Florida. But when it's cold, could it hurt your opponent more to strike? Yes, but it also could hurt you to do the strikes if it's cold out.
You know what couldn't hurt you? Getting a Club WWN subscription for only $9.99 a month. Thousands of hours video on demand featuring FIP, ACW, Shine Wrestling, WWN Proving Ground. It includes all our premium live streams, including the upcoming FIP Everything Burns March 1st and April 12th. Shine 86, that will be part of your Club WWN subscription. Become a member, join today, and get more incredible wrestling action just like this.
You come here for the wrestling, you stay for the segues. That's what I say. But regardless, I mean, again, we actually saw over that little bit there that Ryann Atomic kicked Papi D as hard as he could in the chest, and I don't really think it had as heavy of an effect as it may otherwise have, because I feel like Ryann Atomic just can't kick as hard in this cold because it hurts him more. He's out there in bare feet. It's not like he's out there in wrestling boots like you see a lot of guys, including Papi D right now, have. He's out there barefooted with these strikes. Normally great, but in cold weather may be at a disadvantage.
And both men have been a member of the Proving Ground roster for quite some time. These two men have been around each other for a number of years now. You know they've studied each other. They know they've done their homework on one another, and you know that they knew their paths were eventually going to cross. I just don't think they knew it was going to be for the WWN Proving Ground Championship in the main event.
And of course, Papi D, you have to feel very confident right now because check this stat out, Alex. I did a little bit of research going into this thing. Brian Atomic has never defeated Papi D in a one-on-one match in his career. Now, it's only 2 matches total, so it's not like it's a huge sample size, but regardless, for Papi D, you're going in there against a guy who you know you can beat in Brian Atomic, but we could also argue this is not the same Brian Atomic that Papi D faced a year ago.
And Brian Atomic, he has not backed down from anyone during his tenure here. From an unknown rookie and rising the ranks and facing off with the biggest and baddest of them all and rising to championship status. But Papi D, he has been honing his craft all over the world. I recently just saw him at a Gabe Sapolsky seminar, and he earned a spot on the WWE ID showcase in a fatal 4-way that also featured Slade Porter. So they have been working hard, and this could be his moment right here.
When I first started coming here to WWN Proving Ground, there were 2 guys that I had my eye on from the jump, just based on eye test, just based on tape, like you would if you were scouting in football. Papi D and Brian Atomic. Those were the 2 guys that jumped off the page for me, that jumped off the screen for me. And now you see these 2 men, not only just a few months after I started here, in this position. It doesn't shock me in the slightest that these are the guys that are in this spot.
In the main event, WWN Proving Ground Championship on the line. And both men, you see, suffering the effects of the cold of the damage of this match. Now Brian Atomic, that was a nasty German.
Beautiful German suplex from Brian Atomic, taking a beautiful... a nice cover there, and I actually thought he had him for a second. That's why I hesitated, but just taking a beautiful, beautiful move there, and he makes it look so easy, Alex. It's incredible. He's not just a striker. This is a guy who can do everything in the middle of that ring.
He is a master of leverage. It doesn't matter your size. He is going to find a way to pick you up and throw you.
The force of that drop kick almost sent Papi D flying out of the ring, and another suplex right on the back of the neck of Papi D.
That one more of a Saito suplex versus a German suplex. And now Brian Atomic looking to kill him with a Meteora.
He might have, and Papi D just able to get his shoulder up. Look at his face, though. You could tell that did not feel good.
You saw that at home. That was knees to the face.
Yeah, there's no way to hide that, folks. There is, you're just getting kneed in the face. There's no tricks. There's no, there's no secret compartment underneath the cloak like you see in a magic show. That is just getting kneed in the nose. That's all it is.
And I don't know how Papi D is conscious after that. Now Brian Atomic wrenching at that arm.
And I know I talked about this earlier. I know I said that, I'm not sure if strikes are going to be as effective tonight. I think the fact that Brian Atomic has thrown so little strikes is proving me right in that case. He has completely changed up his strategy against Papi D, going to a more technical grappling and just amateur wrestling style tonight.
And now both men locked in a Roman knuckle lock, but series of kicks to the midsection. What is Papi D going for? Up to the top. Papi D walking the walk. What are we going to see here? Into a bulldog.
You tell Brian Atomic was trying to fight that off, was not successful in the slightest. Oh, man, almost.
Absolutely incredible offense. Walking the tightrope into the bulldog, but not enough to put the champion away.
And we know Papi D loves to have fun. It's pretty much in his name. Take it easy. He enjoys the fun part of life. He likes to have a good time. But I'll tell you, I've been so impressed with how serious, with how focused he has been in this match. Very little antics to speak of in this thing. He has been completely single-minded on that championship tonight.
Antics may work with some people and throw them off their game, but I don't think Brian Atomic's one.
No, Brian Atomic knows all it takes is one kick, one strike, and all it takes is that best foot stomp ever, and he can put anybody on the planet away.
And you can see the effect when they're kicking each other and punching each other. It seems to be hurting them more. You can see it in their face.
And that's what I talked about earlier on. I had to wonder if that was the case.
and then rolls right through, doesn't even lose grip of him, hooks the arm, plants him.
I don't even know what you call that, but I call it painful.
But the matchup will continue. Papi D holding his face. Bryan Atomic showing you he is frustrated. What a main event.
I mean, Alex, you've seen Bryan Atomic a lot longer than I have. Have you ever seen him pull that out?
I don't think so.
That tells you how much this has meant to him. He is in that gym. He is training. He is learning his craft and learning all new things, pulling out all the stops, and that's what you have to do if you're going to defend your championship every single week.
And he is looking to end Papi D here. He has him hung upside down. Precarious position to say the least.
Look at this. Look at the ab strength, the core strength of Papi D to do a full sit-up from that position.
And kicking, punching, scrapping, championship on the line.
Papi D went for something there, and I know he didn't quite get all of it, and that may come back to haunt him here. He had a really good chance to catch Bryan Atomic off guard, and now Atomic back on top.
Instead, he gets a ring post to the spine.
And that ring post is ice cold, folks, and so that cannot feel good on the back at all. It doesn't feel good when it's not ice cold, never mind when it is.
And now Papi D has the leg hooked. Bryan Atomic trying to fight out. You see how he just wrenched on that ankle.
Standing heel hook, now transitioning to a combination heel hook and single leg crab. Wow, what a move, and now just a standard single leg crab here. Beautiful move from Papi D.
Ankles, knees, and hips, backs, they don't bend that way, TJ.
No, they do not, and when your big move involves stomping someone from up high, when your ankles and your knees are in pain, it is so much more difficult to do something like that, and now Atomic with a handful of hair.
He felt he was in trouble, and he's gonna do whatever it takes to get out of that.
We've always known that about Bryan Atomic. Not one to consistently take shortcuts, but he's not afraid to use them if they're there.
But I don't blame him. That submission looked painful. Did you see how Papi D had the ankle, the knee, all of them hooked? He's going for the best foot stop ever, but Papi D, like a cat up to the second rope. He's got him hooked.
The cat and Cheetah Prince with a belly-to-back suplex off the top.
What the hell did we just see? Both men are down. The championship's on the line.
And even in a cold night here in January, Papi D jumping up, fighting through the pain, ready to put him away. Oh, he got him! Are we gonna have a new champion, Alex?
Right here, right now, Papi D's walking out of here, champion. What?
No!
How in the hell did Bryan Atomic kick out of that? How are both of these men still conscious?
How is Bryan Atomic? I have no idea how Bryan Atomic is conscious right now. Holy cow, the force behind that kick from Papi D. He got every stitch of that, every single groove in that boot planted into the cheek of Atomic, and yet it still wasn't enough.
And Papi D to the high risk, high reward district, and he just crashed and burned on the knees of Bryan Atomic.
And Atomic stumbling around trying to capitalize. Can he do it? Tornado! Oh no, I thought he was going for a tornado DDT. Now he's into a guillotine.
Papi D keeping a hold, fisherman, now he's got it for the suplex. Now Bryan Atomic rolls through.
Oh my God!
Best foot stop ever!
Wow!
Still the WWN Proving Ground Champion, the one big news, Ryann.
Alex, I have never seen Bryan Atomic go through a sequence like that and pull out the best foot stomp ever after that. And oh no, Bryan Atomic attacking Papi D.
And the mayhem continues here at Monday Night Mayhem.
Look who it is!
That's Baby Keith. The story between Bryan Atomic and Baby Keith is well told in the history books of WWN Proving Ground.
Obviously a ton of history between these two. Baby Keith not taking too kindly to the antics of the walking nuke.
Baby Keith having worked with Ryann Atomic, telling him to step in the ring.
I'm number one. You're number two. You always been shit to me. I wipe my feet with you. Kiss my ass.
Well, Baby Keith saving Papi D from further damage, but what a match we just saw. What a main event we just saw, and how impressive was Ryann Atomic and Papi D in this one. And
that match was absolutely incredible. Back and forth to the very end. You were right, I've never seen a best foot stomp ever come out of that.
I mean, he just straight up countered whatever Papi D was going for, rolled through, bang, bang, boom, you're done. I mean, it's outstanding by Ryann Atomic. And for Papi D, he's gonna grab his jacket, he's gonna grab Pinyi the pineapple, and he's gonna go celebrate. I mean, I don't want this to get, what a match from Papi D. He proved every bit being championship worthy tonight, Alex.
And TJ, what a night it has been. 4 championship matches, 3 tag team matches. All hell breaks loose. Monday Night Mayhem delivers once again. We will be back next week, each and every Monday, live 7 p.m. Facebook and WWNLive on YouTube. For everyone here at the World Wrestling Network, thank you, good night, and see you next week.